Good morning guys, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here, and I'm on early this morning, so I want to show you how easy it is to make something brand new to me in the Thermomix really quite easily. I love cookiedo.com.au because what you can do is it means you can confidently make things you've never made before and know that they're going to work out because of the star rating on it. And I touched on this yesterday. You know, I don't make anything under a 3.8, and it is well worth checking that out. If we make any recipe, check that it's over, because the higher it is to 5, the better success you're going to have. Now, this recipe I have put on my meal plan quite a few times over the last year or so, and I've just never got to it. And I was like, oh, it looks super healthy, like turmeric and coconut, you can't go wrong. Well, until I read the ingredient list, but that's okay. The great thing about Cookie Do is there's so many recipes to choose from, so much variation. You can literally make a brand new recipe every single day and you will not go through them all. It'll take you like 10 years to make everything on Cookie Do that's in English. So let me introduce you to this recipe today. It has coconut in it. I've done the first step because it has a 1.5 minute mill down of desiccated coconut to make it to Nelly like a coconut flour. Okay, so I'm going to go start cooking. I'll talk you through what I've done. I figured you didn't want to watch me mill for 1.5 minutes. So it says line a baking tray with baking paper. That's not to cook, that's to chill with. So yeah, I didn't even line mine. I figure it'll be all right. 200 grams of desiccated coconut into the Thermomix. Insert the lid and measuring cup and mill down for 1 minute and 30 seconds on speed 9. Now it does say, meanwhile, scrape down the sides if you need to. So you will hear it goes from quite a dusty sound to Nelly like a nut butter sound, where you can hear it coming together and then it gets to a point where it sticks to the sides. You can see it here. And if I look at this stuff down the bottom, it is literally like a coconut butter. Reminds me of coconut rough from, was it coconut rough? It was a Christmas thing we used to make that had like a, what was that product in it? It was a white product that was kept in the butter section. Was it actually called cacao? And it was like a liquid fatty type thing. I haven't used it since probably those days back in childhood, but that's what it reminds me of. So I have done that 1.5 minutes. You can see it's quite nut butter like it's gone really fine, and then it's gone beyond the fine into coming into a liquidy kind of texture or a paste texture. Next up it says, yeah, stop and scrape down the sides where necessary. Okay, 30 grams of coconut oil. Okay, if you're brand new to coconut oil, the unflavored one is my suggestion. Okay, you can get a variety that is flavored still, and that's okay. And you get unflavored. Unflavored isn't, you still do know it's coconut, okay, but it's not so obvious. Say hi if you're watching on today as well. What are you up to on this gorgeous day? Do let me know. 80 grams of honey. I'm using rice malt. In this goes. You could use maple, honey, any liquid sweetener, right? What's that say? Just looking on my big screen up there to see what I can see. 80 grams. Now, interestingly, in a moment, this recipe, now I told you, well, I thought it was healthy, right? Turmeric and honey can't go wrong. And then it's got like cinnamon and all that sort of stuff in it. Interestingly, there's a coating on it in a minute that I'm going to tell you about, which makes it not as healthy. But you know what? Once off, I'm okay with that. And I'll let you know the verdict at the end. I think it's going to be really yummy. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Okay, remember I don't use teaspoons. I just guesstimate with my standard tea and coffee spoons. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cardamom. Okay, so it's not much cardamom ground. You probably have these spices. If you've been Thermomixing for a while, you've got these because you put them in your butter chicken and your tikka masala, and even coming up to hot cross bun season, you'll need those spices. Please make sure they're on the shopping list. 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, not in the hot cross buns, okay? 1 teaspoon of that turmeric, in it goes. Turmeric's really good. It's an anti-inflammatory, okay, if you didn't know. And some vanilla. Make your homemade vanilla where you can. I try and keep an eye out on a website called Vanilla & Co. And occasionally they have runs of ones that like are just about to expire, or they're like a C grade, so they're not great quality. They're not as plump as they would like them to be. But you know what? They're amazing anyway. So that's how I do it. I don't go buy, you know, the single pack from the supermarket aisle. It works out far too expensively. Okay, on with the lid. Let's do this. This is going to be our blend step before we make the coating. and then we roll them. I can't wait to show you the coding in a second. So it's 30 seconds, turn speed selector to speed 3, and then follow the next step. Let's see what the next step says. Stop and scrape down the sides if necessary. I'm just going to show you what's happening in there. It's coming together beautifully. It's got 28 seconds. I'm just checking as well by looking in that it is pulling the food off the sides. Remember, as you're watching replay, do hashtag replay so that you're telling Facebook you want to see this again, or not this, but my other content, okay? If you don't interact and engage, guess what Facebook does? It takes it off your newsfeed. So make sure you are interacting and engaging. I am going to stop that because you guys might not be able to see, but you'll certainly see when I take the lid off. You will see how someone's stuck up the sides, and I can see that it's coconut buttery still, so I'm going to scrape that down and get that in. I'm so excited. So last night I have been doing some recipe testing for you guys. A lot of you know that I've already got a cheese course that I've launched this time last year. Okay, so my birthday's coming up and I launched it on my birthday last year. I'm actually going to do a bit of a plug around my birthday again, but I've added a brand new amazing recipe to the course. If you've already bought the course, you've got access. You'll get that new recipe when it's up in the next week. But those of you who haven't, hang out for the 4th of March. I can't wait to show you the brand new recipe, and then yeah, I'd love you guys to sign up for the cheese course. But let's spin this up. It's only got 1 second to go. I might extend that because that's not going to be long enough. Let's go 7 seconds back up to speed 3. Let that come together. And now we're going to roll the balls, shake the balls. So, need a tray. Did say a lined tray. I figured I would just try with that. It's supposed to make 25 balls. I'm just going to show you 3 or 4. But I'm actually going to hold off. I'm going to show you that in a moment because we're going to melt some chocolate in next. Look at that. That is super unusual. This is not what I expected them to be. I love it when something surprises me. All right, before we do though, I've got to do a taste test. Let me push some together. Now they don't have the white chocolate coating yet, okay? Ooh, that's really nice. Yeah, okay, I like that. I'm looking forward to trying the final product. I was a little bit apprehensive. Now I'm like, I like it. All right, new bowl, because we're melting chocolate. It tells you to clean and dry your mixing bowl. Actually, it tells you to roll those balls out, put them in the fridge. I want to show you this process. I can roll the balls while it's melting. You probably can too. Okay, click next. All right, use hands, shape into 25 balls, put it in the fridge for 10 minutes. Okay, clean and dry mixing bowl. Now, melting chocolate, it's hugely important we have a dry bowl. The enemy of chocolate is water, okay? It will make it separate. It'll make the oils come out of it. The other enemy of chocolate is overcooking. The Thermomix makes it so easy though, okay? You really can't overdo it when you've got a Thermomix. So, now I did notice as I got out the cupboard, it's supposed to be white chocolate. Let's not tell the husband what he did wrong on the shopping list. It's gonna be a little different, but anyway, that's okay. He did do the shopping for me. I can't complain. So it says 200 grams of white chocolate, small pieces or cullets. Oh, that's unusual. Wonder why I bought. Okay, he bought 2 packets. I thought it must have been 400 grams. Now we are actually, truth be known, not white chocolate fans at all. Okay, that coconut's sitting in my throat now. We are actually more so dark chocolate people, so it'll be interesting to see what hubby thinks of this. I mean, the kids, they'll try some of this today, but this is not their standard types of food. My kids do not need any more sweetener in their life. They are excited about life enough as it is without adding sugar to it. So they will get to try some today, but it would not be their normal. So yeah, dark chocolate is our go-to around here. So I'm curious to see what hubby thinks. Now, 180 is all I've got. That's what the packet comes at. I'm just going to roll with that. I'm not going to open a new packet to get 20 grams out. Insert the lid on. Now I've got a clean lid. Yes, it's a little damp. Didn't bring a towel in, so I'll just wipe it on my shirt. Here we go. Oh, still a bit more liquid up the top. You can see, you know, you guys watch me long enough to know that I'm not pedantic about many things, but if I know that it's not going to work, I'll make sure I do it well, okay? This actually has some water sitting in the seal. So what I'm going to do, does it mill it down? Let's have a look. It does, it does, it does. All right. My shirt is not absorbing it as well as I would like it to be. Hence the reason I'm still doing it. Should have bought a tea towel in, Lise. Because it mills it down, it's going to bounce off the roof of the Thermomix. Hence the reason I'm trying to make the roof of the Thermomix, the lid, dry enough that it doesn't absorb, because I do not want this to split, which is what will happen otherwise. All right, that's looking much better. All right, t-shirts are not good tea towels. Alrighty, 8 seconds, speed 9, let's go. I love taking the lid out and showing you guys. Not recommended at home, okay? Okay, with the measuring cup still in place, I'm gonna do it, it's slow. I'm gonna show you guys, look at that. Beautiful. All right, 3 minutes, 50 degrees, speed 1, and it's gonna melt. How good is that? So when you're doing your chocolates and stuff, you know they're not gonna split, they're not gonna overcook. So overcooking pulls the solids and the oils apart, and that's what then produces literally the oil on top of the solids. So we don't want that. So I'm just gonna roll these now. It says 25 of them. I reckon you could do, like I'm doing a little, but I reckon you could do big generous size cafe style ones too. It's up to you. Now I did say squeeze out the excess as you go. You'll notice they are quite, I don't think it's coconut oil. It doesn't feel greasy enough, but they're liquidy. It's probably the oils out of the coconut. So you will notice that in there as well. Don't stress about it. Don't add more to it, okay? It is what the recipe said it's supposed to be. I am a little concerned that I don't have a hand towel in a second when I have these wet hands and I need to do the next step. But we'll deal with that when we get to it. I've already dirtied my t-shirt. Maybe I should just embrace the dirty t-shirt and share the love with the t-shirt. So, melting chocolate's easy. Even if you needed to just melt normal chocolate, this is really it. 50 degrees is your max temp. If you go any higher than 50 degrees, it is that risk of burning and splitting. As I may mention, water is the enemy of it. If you do happen to have trouble with it, you can reach out and say, Lise, I need help, I've stuffed up with chocolate. But the other thing is cream. Okay, now cream will not bring it back to a chocolate that will set solid, but cream will give you a product that you can use. It becomes then like a fondant, I think that's the wrong word. It becomes like a chocolate sauce, okay? Maybe fondant is the word. Anyway, it's the runny chocolate kind of icing, and it doesn't set hard, okay? Which is probably the biggest limitation. Like on something like this, you need something that's gonna hold to it. You know, it's not something that's going to dribble off the side and need refrigeration constantly, okay? So this in essence is tempering to a certain extent, where then it will come back and hold form, so long as it's not super hot. I mean, I live in Queensland, it can be super hot. And I'd love to know in the chat who can say, yeah, I've made this recipe before. I am totally blown away by this recipe because this is not what I thought it was. Thought it was some healthy, amazing, and it's got chocolate on it. That's okay. Balance, right? Life is about balance. 30 seconds to go. I'm just pushing the last of these together. Looking around for a hand towel in my room here. Wishing I had one. I'm gonna have slightly yellowed hands from the turmeric. All right, that'll do. That's 7. So that'll be enough to show you with, and I'll just do the other off camera later on. All right, 13 seconds. Really wishing for a towel right now. Now, this is going to be coating our little balls, and then we're actually putting it in coconut. All right, another thing I wish I got out earlier. 40 grams of coconut, I think it is, into a bowl for rolling. So let me just get a bowl. Try not to drop anything with my very covered hands. Okay, let's have a look and see how this has gone in here. Now, so except for the bits that are stuck to the blades, transfer to a bowl and set aside. Oh my goodness, it smells so coconutty. Not coconutty, caramelly. Oh, that's the other C word. Look at that. So you can see the bits that are just slightly stuck to the blades. Oh my goodness. It smells amazing. All right, I actually want to melt that a wee bit longer. Can you guys see how thick that is still? I don't know that I'm going to get that to coat nicely to the balls yet. I think I'll end up with like the entire thing on one go. So all we do, hit the back arrow. I'm going to put the lid on again. It's not going to take the full time. I'm not anticipating it taking 3 minutes. I just want to give it like, say, another 30 seconds. So I'm going to do that. We're going to put it in a bowl. And we're going to then coat these beautiful beautiful balls and finish them off in the coconut. Okay, so let's see how much mousse Lisa can not make today. You guys know I love getting food on my hand. Not. All right. Give it a little bit longer, that's better. It's pulling that stuff that was on those blades that I scraped in. It's grabbing that in, becoming part of the mix. You can see it's a little bit looser than it was before. This is going to be really interesting. This stuff makes me nervous on camera. Actually, lots of stuff, even pushing go still makes me nervous. But when it then involves like mess and hands and ugh. Anyway, let's do this. So transfer to a bowl. Now, in this goes. I'm actually going to leave half of it in the bowl because I can then recook it at the 50 degrees when I'm ready for it. Does that make sense? If I put it all over, then if I don't use it all, if it starts setting, then I'm committed to having to use it. So it did say leave them in the fridge for 10 minutes. Oh, yum. And I see why. I don't know if you guys can see. The coconut oil is somewhat, see how it's melting in it? So as much as I was hoping to show you this whole process on camera, I think I need to get the little balls in the fridge to let them cool for the 10 minutes so that I've got a hope of this actually setting to it, because at the moment that coconut is dissolving. So don't make my mistake, okay? I mean, I'm making it because I'm on camera with you guys, but put them, see how the top's really struggling. You probably can't see, I'll just show you. It's just not holding because that inside ball is still warm. All right, so I'm just gonna try and put a little bit extra on top. But sticking to my spoon and everything. I don't know if I can save this one. This might have to be my taste tester. What a shame. It's already yummy for somebody who doesn't eat white chocolate. Woohoo, it's nice. So on with the coconut and then put it in the fridge to set, okay? And then they're done. 25 little balls. If the white chocolate is gonna remain this liquidy, this thick, I think I would be tempted to do larger balls rather than smaller balls. Okay, so otherwise, transfer to a bowl, set aside, tells you how to roll them in the 40 grams of coconut, and then it tells you to, using a fork, dip them in the chocolate and enjoy. Okay, put them in the fridge until you're ready to eat them. So that's how they go. I will put mine in the fridge, coat them, put them in the coconut and take a photo and share the photo. Those of you on YouTube, you will see it at the beginning and the end. Facebook, I really trying hard to put the photos up later for you guys. But otherwise, give this recipe a go. So far, I mean, I haven't tried it in its entirety. The mixture for the inside, really delicious. Caramel on the outside, quite yummy too, considering I don't like white chocolate, but caramel is a little different. And obviously coconut, like you can't go wrong. But otherwise, guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm actually going to be back later. I'm making a beautiful salad later today, so keep an eye out for that. I hope you're learning more about what you can do with your Thermomix and getting further inspired. Please do share these videos with your friends and family who have a Thermomix, and there's more they can do, okay? So let's take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.